Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is AJ. I am happy you are here. This is a great place to be. Now, there are certain stories that refuse to stay buried. They drift through generations like ghosts wandering the moors, reborn again and again through new filmmakers. And few stories carry the weight of Gothic romance quite like Wuthering Heights. Let's be honest. Before we begin, take a moment and like and subscribe. Hang out for some more great content. I am a small channel and I'm still growing. Would love your support. Like and subscribe, folks. So naturally, I had to watch the new adaptation of Wuthering Heights. How could I not? If not for the fact it's streaming on HBO right now. I was curious because Wuthering Heights has a history, and it's not really known to be one of the better Gothic romance novels. It's bleak, and it ends bleakly, and I think that was part of kind of the sensation of when it was written in the time. So why would I watch this? Because Gothic romance, when done right, can really hit those emotional marks. Love turning into obsession, desire wrapped in grief, two people tearing each other apart while calling it destiny. Yeah, it's the kind of genre that really hits all those emotional highs. And this film desperately wants to capture that Gothic romance feeling. The story follows Cathy and Heathcliff, two souls bound together, less by love and more by emotional ruin. They ache for one another, they circle one another, and ultimately destroy one another. But pride, class, and misunderstanding keeps them apart. Cathy marries the wealthy Edgar Linton, while Heathcliff disappears into darkness, only to return years later transformed. He's richer, colder, and he's carrying revenge deep within his self. And from there, the story spirals deeply into bitterness and decay. But despite all the tragedy unfolding on screen, I never fully felt moved by any of it. Now, visually, the movie is absolutely stunning. Every frame looks painted rather than filmed. The cinematography is remarkable, drenched in dramatic shadows, dreamlike color palettes. It feels more modern fantasy than historic drama. The sets are massive, almost too beautiful for the world the story exists in. And honestly, I think the contrast is intentional, but I do think it hurts the movie. This adaptation doesn't want to feel old-fashioned, it wants to feel modern and hip and romantic, hyper-stylized even, like the soundtrack choices, including music by Charlie XCX. It feels less like classic literature and more like doomed romance. And the performances are also mixed across the board. Jacob is a great choice for the leading role. His Heathcliff is cruel, magnetic, wounded, and emotionally suffocating in exactly the way the character should be. He doesn't play him as a romantic hero. He plays him like a storm that destroys everything in its path. And Margot Robbie brings this relentless hunger to Cathy that makes her feel constantly trapped between desire and self-destruction, which I think is a really challenging line to walk as an actress. But yeah, my biggest issue with the film, for all its beauty, its lack of emotional depth. And I think a lot of that comes across in the writing and how it's being translated for screened adaptations. It's truly a long movie, and by the time we finally arrive at the ending, I didn't feel devastated. I didn't feel consumed by tragedy. I felt distant from all of it. Like I had been admiring the film through a different lens than what was intended for me, instead of living inside the heartbreak and feeling it. And I think part of that does come with the adaptation, leaving behind some of the novel's darker emotional currents. The obsession feels softened, the ugliness of revenge never fully sinks its teeth in. Heathcliff's manipulation should feel horrifying and tragic, but the emotional weight never fully lands properly. Plus, it's a turn off for his character and wanting to feel bad for him, which is also in line with the novel, I will say that. I think that is partly intentional. And maybe that's why I kept thinking about Crimson Peak while watching this. Because Crimson Peak is a film that understands the aching heartbeat of Gothic romance. It understands that these stories are not just about beautiful people in dark hallways. They are about rot, about longing that festers until it poisons everything it touches. And Guillermo del Toro embraces the melodrama, the ghost, the emotional excess, all without fear. This version of Wuthering Heights feels far more restrained emotionally, even while trying to look extravagant visually. So many of the heavy scenes just felt flat for me, the writing and in the direction of that. And maybe that's the strangest thing about it. Because technically, so much of the movie works. The cinematography is gorgeous, the costumes are stunning, the performances are okay, the soundtrack is bold and modern, but beneath that beauty, I kept waiting for the film to truly move me. I wanted passion so overwhelming it felt dangerous. I wanted the romance to feel poisonous and eternal. I wanted to leave the film moved. Instead, I left admiring the craftsmanship more than mourning the tragedy. I don't know, guys, what did you think of this? I'd be curious of your take on this. Leave a comment below. I want to hear your opinion. My name is AJ. Thank you for joining me here once again on my little corner of the internet. Like and subscribe, all that great stuff. Check out some of my other projects, my podcast, Self-Identities. 3rd season is just live now. Bad Movie Night. Check out all my cool stuff. Take care.